thought they could get rid of me. But I'm back, everybody.
I'm back!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're back from the dead here on the channel, and we have a banger of an episode for you today, so kick back, grab a beverage, and get ready to enjoy some awesome music and some awesome times with
Millie Baby, oh yeah!
And we're going to kick off with one of her songs. This is Selfish.
If I were to end myself, you know that would be selfish. Probably get divorced and blame each other and never recover. My brother probably get doped up and wonder why he wasn't good enough, 'cause they'd forget all about him and he'd probably hate my guts. I don't wanna be selfish, 'cause I know I'm important. Mama, know that you love me, so I shouldn't be selfish. No, I don't wanna be selfish, 'cause I know I'm important. Dad, I know that you love me, so I shouldn't be selfish. No. If I were to end myself, you know that would be messy. Probably meet me there, 'cause her life couldn't take it. They said she died of a heartbreak. Baby cousin looks just like me. I don't wanna put that pain on my family, 'cause when they look at her, all they think about is my memory. I don't wanna be selfish, 'cause I know I'm important. And I know that they love me, so I shouldn't be selfish. No, I don't wanna be selfish, 'cause I know I'm important. And I know you all love me, so I shouldn't be selfish. No, that's why I pop a mid on a day-to-day, so I can have control of my mental state. You don't wanna see me without a band-aid, 'cause my emotions be all over the place. That's why I go to friends whenever I'm sad, listen to them when they're upset. When I'm here and validate and empathize with others, know that's how I ain't gonna be selfish.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the show. We're back. It's finally all happening. It feels like I haven't seen you guys in forever, but it's only been a week. But I want to thank you all for holding out and all the kind support that I got while I was away, and people who reached out and all that. I love you all so very much. And I already see there's been a super chat here. Who was that? Conspiracy. Thank you very much for the super chat. Boom. And all of you who are signing up to become Wart Warriors again. Welcome. Was there a Wart Warrior gifted subs from Conspiracy as well? Thank you very much, Conspiracy. You rock. It's really good to see you all. My Lord, it feels like forever. Anyway, enough of my jibber jabber. We'll talk about all that jazz at another time, because that's negative stuff we don't need to even go into. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you are all here today, and there's a big number of you, so thanks all for tuning in. We'll say hello to you all very shortly. At about halfway mark, we'll do the whole hello and stuff. Why are my alerts going off everywhere? Let's mute those for a second. They're going crazy. All right, today's show is going to be amazing. We have an amazing guest on, and today's show is, as you guys know, sponsored by an amazing sponsor at DistroKid. Boom, there we are. My little alert's still going off. DistroKid, man, they sponsor this show twice a month, and they will release your music. And you know how it goes, guys. I love DistroKid. I would love to be in a relationship with DistroKid because their service is so amazing, and they allow artists like you, me, and so many to release such cool stuff from as little as $22.99 a year. You can release unlimited music to all of the major labels, like Apple, Spotify, Deezer, even ones you've never heard of. And that's amazing. If you sign up to DistroKid using my link, which is distrokid.com/VIP/Jade Starr, you will get 7% off your first year. And that applies to all three of these plans. So there is a musician plan for one artist, a Musicians Plus, you get two artists. And there's the ultimate plan for a label, which is the one I use because I've got 7 artists because I'm greedy. That's the way I work. But definitely go and sign up to DistroKid if you haven't already. We will come back during the show and talk about one of their cool features and show you how that all works. Boom. Alrighty. I came across this particular artist while I was perusing YouTube one day. In fact, I wasn't really even perusing. It just popped up in my shorts feed. You know, that little new feed that's there, which has all these little shorts that you click on and you don't know who these people are. And all of a sudden I saw this young lass in a bikini playing a guitar. And I was like, well, I need to click on that, don't I? It's just begging me to click on this. And I did. And I never looked back because this artist is absolutely amazing. I've fallen in love with her music, her songwriting. Her whole story just intrigues me to the max, so I can't wait to hang out, and I'm ever so thankful that she's come on the show. So without further ado, and me stop prattling on like an idiot, like I always do, let's bring on Millie Baby right now and see if I can do all the right buttons. Millie Baby, thank you so much and welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
You are so kind for, dealing with what happened last week. We had all this lined up, and then haters gonna hate, and the channel went
that's
down.
Okay. I understand completely. I'm used to the haters, so.
We'll talk about that during the show, obviously, today. So I want to ask, because as I said, I found you on YouTube just in these little shorts. What prompted you to create these little shorts that you do? And because there's so many people out there on YouTube wanting to, get noticed, have their music heard. How did you come up with this plan, and is it working for you?
Well, it's kind of a long story, actually.
Sure, I'm here.
Basically, what happened is it was during the first year of COVID, and I was dating somebody and they broke up with me and my heart was broken. I was so sad. And so I went and I bought an electric guitar because I was like, I'm going to teach myself electric guitar because I already knew how to play acoustic guitar. But basically I wanted to learn all the riffs and stuff and play solos because I knew how to play acoustic just to accompany my singing. Anyway, so I bought this electric guitar and I was like, this is just going to sit in my closet and do nothing if I don't find a way to motivate myself. So I was like, I'm going to post on, and I started on TikTok. So I was like, I'm going to post on TikTok because that's when everyone was like, quarantine, I'm going to become TikTok famous. I never had the intention of being TikTok famous. I was just making myself accountable. And I was basically laying in bed one day when I had this idea and I was just like, I'm going to get up and do it right now. So I did. And it started because I was too lazy to put on a shirt and I was just wearing this sports bra. So, and then it kind of like blew up and I was like, okay, so something about this is working. So I continued. And then, but the way I film these videos is I just film them on my camera roll. Like I didn't film it in the app or anything. So then I started posting them on Instagram and they blew up on Instagram. And then after about a year of doing that, I was like, well, YouTube started this thing called YouTube Shorts. Let me just like see what happens. I didn't even know how to use YouTube. I was just like posting and I didn't know if I was posting right or not. And then nothing happened on YouTube, like literally nothing. But I kept posting because like, I don't know, just something in me was like, just keep posting. So I kept posting. I would post like maybe once a month. Like it wasn't anything crazy. And it was just like videos I'd already filmed before. And then one of them blew up and it took the next one that blew up. And now like, this is the platform that I have the most like dedicated fans and the most followers and like the most fun with. Like, I really love YouTube. So that's where it started. And it's going really well for me. I mean, it always goes like kind of ups and downs with like the algorithm, but I really like it because my fans that are dedicated, they support everything I do. And I just got to keep, I want to keep providing them content. So
it's an interesting thing because there's so many content creators on YouTube who are telling you how to create content. And then you look at their channel and go, but what's your content? Because you're telling me how to do content, but your only content is telling me how to do content. Have you ever had a channel that isn't how to do content? You know what I'm saying? So it's like these experts, but have they ever had something blow up apart? So it's hard to know how to really make it happen here on YouTube. It really is. And sometimes it's a grind. For someone like myself, I just grind every day and it continues to rise. But other people, you just find something magic and it works and you go with it. I think it's awesome, that something like that has come from, I can't be bothered wearing a shirt. Yes, I'm just lazy and now I have 1 million subscribers. Thank you very much. I wish life was like that all the time. Let's ask you something serious. What does music mean to you?
Music has kind of always been part of my life. Like growing up, my mom, well, actually back up, my great-grandmother was an opera singer before World War II. And then she had to obviously stop doing that because of the war. And then my mom was a high school music teacher. And when I was like a baby, she used to take me to kinder music classes and then like taught me how to play the piano when I was 6. And then I've always written songs. It's just like something I've always felt like I had to do. Like it's not like something that like I had to do. Like I wasn't pressured externally. It was something like internally that it's just like I need to get this out of me. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. I absolutely understand. I feel the same way. I come from a very non-musical family and, I just was driven to do it. My whole family didn't understand. They're like, why do you like music? I'm like, I can't explain it, man. It is what it is. You just got to do it. Do you recall when you were growing up, the music that was played in your household by your family, and who were some of those artists? Have they influenced you?
Yes. So when I was really little, it was definitely music that my parents played, but it's actually funny because when I was a baby, my dad was like, he'd be driving me around or like hanging out with me. And he's like, I don't want to listen to this baby music. And apparently I didn't want to listen to the music he was playing, which was like, I don't know, metal and stuff like that. And so apparently we would argue. I'm not sure how you argue with a baby, but we would argue until we agreed upon country music. So country was kind of what I grew up listening to. I listened to like a lot of like Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, like stuff like that. And then I also listened to a lot of rock as well. So like Red Hot Chili Peppers. But the people that really influenced me I'd say I remember I was in the car when I was 7 with my cousins and my aunt, and Avril Lavigne came on the radio, and me and my cousins, we'd never heard it before, but we were obsessed. We were like every time it would come on, we were just like, oh, we love this song. So then when I think I was 8, I think I turned, it was my 8th birthday. My parents brought me to an Avril Lavigne concert, and I saw her playing like all the instruments, like the guitar and the drums, and like that really inspired me, and definitely inspires me still to this day. And then also when I first started teaching myself the acoustic guitar, I listened to a lot of like Ed Sheeran, like older Ed Sheeran, and that definitely influenced like my guitar playing acoustically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting with Avril Lavigne. I always think of her as like the Nirvana for that period. Because there was the same amount of angst coming out of her, and the same like that. Yeah, angst, that's the word. But grunge had kind of died with Kurt Cobain, and here's a new generation of kids being able to experience that whole angsty thing again through Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely an amazing artist, like people are saying. And people are agreeing in the chat, of course, because she's amazing. Do you remember the first album? I guess it would be CD for you. See, I'm an old schooler. I had cassettes. First album or CD that you were given as a gift, and the first one you bought with your own money.
First one that I was given was like, I don't think I'd ever been given one until I bought one.
Oh, wow.
Because my parents had like a bunch of CDs, so it's just like I would listen to like whatever CDs they had or whatever they were playing. But then I would like also like, we had this laptop, and that was like right when YouTube was kind of starting to become a thing. When I was like, I think I was like 5 or 6 when YouTube first started existing. And so I would make my parents like look up the songs I wanted to listen to, or like we would go buy the album together. But the first one that I bought with my like allowance was Fearless by Taylor Swift.
Of course. that makes sense. I find it interesting. I mean, you're half my age, right? So, I imagine what it's like. I was living, of course. What am I talking about? When music changed, because, CDs were a thing. For such a short time, CDs existed. Like, I grew up with cassettes and vinyl, and used to love the whole vinyl thing of holding, the whole album and stuff, and vinyl's coming back. But CDs came out, and the quality was better, and it was around, CDs were only around for such a short time, and then all of a sudden, Napster happened, and now everything's streaming. Do you think we're in a better place for music, having everything just online and on demand, compared to actually going to a shop and buying it? Do you think we're in a better place as humans having this?
I think there could be things that you could consider better. Like, I think there's pros and cons to everything, but one thing that I would say would be a pro is that as like an independent artist, it's easier to be independent and have control over your masters, because you don't need a label necessarily to release music and get the kind of exposure that you want.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, the whole industry's had to like work around this too. Like, labels basically shit themselves when we all moved to streaming, because they're like, how are we going to monetize this? Well, what are we going to do? And, they've worked it out. I think, I think for now on Spotify, once you get like 100,000 spins, you get $1.50. So I think they've worked it out.
Yeah, I definitely think one of the cons though would be you don't get paid as much as an artist.
Yeah, we've definitely moved to an era where if you're not touring and selling merch, like merch is the thing for artists now, and all the major artists have merch. That is just the way to make money. Unless you're lucky enough to get onto a playlist and it blows up, like, that happens for people. And, let me see, what have we got here? So what about your first gig that you ever went to? Like, I know I don't mean like a small one, like big stadium show that you went to. Do you remember that? What that was?
Yes. The first show that I actually went to was Justin Timberlake. I don't even remember how old I was,
Oh,
but
wow.
I was like, I think I was like 6 or 7, and I was at my cousin's house and we were having a sleepover. My aunt was going to this show, this Justin Timberlake show, but then her friend canceled. So she had this extra ticket. So she's like, oh, well, I'm going to bring you guys. And all I remember was we were at the back and there was just a bunch of screaming girls. Like they were screaming. And me and my cousin got cotton candy and we were like plugging our ears the whole time because it was so loud. And I had like found a way to eat my cotton candy and like plug my ears. My cousin, like by the time we left, her cotton candy was like still full. So
I remember going to what's this artist's name who sung I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It.
Katy Perry.
I was writing for a LGBT magazine and they gave me tickets to go review a gig here in Sydney it was. And I'd never seen her show before. And when I got there, the screaming from all the kids there, it was, I felt like I was at a Wiggles concert. It was unbelievable. But the show was great. She had a giant lipstick on stage. It was amazing. So and it was dancing around. It was a dancing lipstick. I'd never seen that before. So
That's cool.
I love seeing new things. I'm going to play another track, and then we're going to come back and say hello to the amazing people who are here today. What have we got? I think there's about 41 of you here, so thank you all for being here. It hasn't updated here. So let's play this. I'm going to play this best part cover. Do you want to tell us a bit about this before I play it?
Yeah, so I met my friend Jared like a couple months ago, and the first day I met him, we went to like I was at this Halloween party thing, and there was like a kind of a setup with like guitars and mics, and like I was just kind of playing around. And then he was like, oh, like, you know, this song, and starts playing it. And I was like, yeah, I know this song. And then we sang it together. We're like, one day we have to do a YouTube video about this. So that's kind of where that came from.
Awesome. Let's do it. Guys, in the chat, grab a drink, chill out. This song's awesome. You're going to love it. And we'll be back here shortly, as Hippie would say. Boom. Boom. Let's play it. Oh, yeah.
Slowly, it's the sweetest thing, and it don't change. If I had it my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine to my rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. I just wanna see. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. Oh, you're the best part. Oh, best part is the sunrise and those brown eyes, yes. You're the one that I desire. When we wake up, then we make love. Make me feel so nice. You're the water when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the Tylenol I take when my head hurts. You're the sunshine of my life. I just want to see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how
heart. If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Hey, if you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you?
Wow. Look, I love these videos that you do with this floating camera just outside with the traffic, the ambience. It's a really nice thing. You know, I don't see enough people doing it. It's very original and really awesome. I hope you keep doing these kind of videos. I just find them really fascinating. I love ambience in things. I love hearing natural stuff. So is this one of your ideas? Have you got like somebody who's filming these, a fancy camera
Yeah.
doing that?
So it originally started with my business partner, like my best friend Haley, and she films a lot of my videos. So like there's one that's just in the Nevada desert. We were on our way back from Vegas, just doing a little road trip, and she's like, "Oh, this place is so cool. Let's film a cover." And she like was doing some camera work, and like what we'll do is we'll take my other phone, and we'll put the voice memo on it and try and like put it in my pocket somewhere where it's like not super windy, and then just film, and I'll sync up the audio, and that's that.
Brad Example says that was awesome. Of course he does. Hello,
Thank
Brad.
you, Brad.
Let's say hello to the folks who are here. Hey, guys, do me a solid, will you? Just type something, anything. I know you're going to type the word something, so I don't have to scroll and I can find all your names. I can give you some shout outs. Let's do it. Brad Example, Viv Sparrow. Hello, Viv. Who else? Joe and Barry Glenwood. Barry's in hospital. We hope he's doing well. Love to Barry. Ed B. Metal, Leela Lou Reality. We've got Fat Panda Cat. We've got Dan Eckberg. Here they go. Scott Borthwick, Chad Freeman, the Falcrow. Who else have we got? Russ 8889. Gregory O'Sullivan signed up as a Wart Warrior. Thanks, Greg. Hugh Caldwell, Holy Ghost, Deep Gravity, Ed Zielinski. Who else do I see? Kim Harden Hudson. What's going on? Maffey's Garden, Valerie Butt. How can I forget you? Did I say the Falcro? Dan Eckberg. Charlie, what's happening? There's Barry. Barry, you watching from hospital? Good Lord. I hope you're on some good drugs. Anyway, Michael Thompson, Tremor Bear. I saw Pete Johns in here as well earlier. The Mix Club's here. Hi, Rhett Hetriani. Dylan is here too. Sean, hello to you. Conspiracy Music, what's going on, my friend? Hi, Clay. Guys, thanks all for turning out in massive numbers today to support this amazing artist who I'm so lucky to have on the show. I want to talk about that killer voice that you have. Is this something like here in Australia, we're lucky enough in our schools because we're very similar to, you were born in Canada, so we're very similar to Canadians. We've got healthcare and, sorry, Americans, one day maybe. But in our schools here, we have very good music programs. They very much encourage us to do music, except they force every child here to learn the recorder.
Yes.
Did you have to learn the recorder as well?
Yes. We also had to learn ukuleles. Well, so in grade 8, my teacher was like a music teacher. Like he was the music teacher of the school, but he was also like my everyday, like all subjects teacher. And so he made us learn the ukuleles, but that's when I started teaching myself the guitar. So he was like, you can just play guitar because there's one guitar in the class. And so he let me just play around with the guitar while everyone else was learning ukuleles.
So with singing too, did you like just start singing? Have you had lessons to get a voice that good, or is this just a natural thing that pours out of your throat?
I would say it's pretty natural. I was always like running around the house singing. And then I did some singing lessons when I was 9 till I was like in college, but it was basically like, it was once a week, like half an hour with this woman, Amanda, just out of her house, and she was really cool. She would like help me with like learning where to breathe in songs and like stuff like that. But I'd say my voice itself is very natural.
It's important to just, I think, I used to teach singing myself, and I think it's important for people just to get some lessons if they're singing, and you don't have to like spend years and years, but I think it's important to understand the breathing and understand that your body's an instrument, like you're the instrument, and like I think health is important too as a singer, because if you're not feeling well, you're going to sing rubbish. If you're not eating right, if you're not getting enough sun, which I don't. Do you look after your health? How are you with that kind of thing for singing?
I definitely have always like, especially when I'm sick, I'll like make sure that I'm taking my proper vitamins and like drinking like teas. Tea is very important. I like to like drink a lot of tea when I'm singing, and just in general, I love tea. But and like, what you eat before you perform is important. So like not having dairy or like stuff like that. So like she would help me with like things like that as well. And now I definitely like am taking care of myself. I'm lucky I live in California now, so I just walk on my balcony and there's the sun. But yeah, so I take a lot of vitamins and drink a lot of tea and water. Water is very important.
Very.
But yes, I got my tea with me right now.
See, I stopped drinking soda, as it's called in the US, because I lived in the US for a couple of years and got used to calling it soda or pop. Depends where you are in the US, I guess, soda or pop. I stopped drinking it 4 years ago. I just drink water now. And it really made a difference to my vocals. I didn't realize how bad for you soda was until I tried to clean the toilet with Coca-Cola. And wow, it did a better job than cleaning products.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Try
But I don't
it.
really drink pop like that, because like I don't know, I just don't like it. It's not really my thing. It makes my teeth feel really gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But yeah, the day I did that, I actually poured half a liter of Coke into the toilet and scrubbed the toilet. My toilet was the cleanest it's ever been. So now that's what I clean the toilet with. I get a liter of Coke. It lasts me about 2 months. How did I get? Every one of these shows ends up in the toilet.
That's a good life hack.
Yeah, absolutely. So with singing, were you in a choir or anything like that? We get a lot of people on this show who it seems like being in church choirs is nearly every artist I have on here has been in a church choir. Was this something that was a part of your life?
Nope.
Wow.
I was in choir when I was like in grade 3 for like a couple days, but yeah, I was never really like, I didn't grow up as part of a church or anything. Like that was just like school choir
Yep.
for like a year, and then I moved and they didn't have choir, and so choir wasn't really my thing. Plus I remember when I was in choir I would lip sync because I didn't like any of the songs, and I was like, this is boring. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, if you don't like the songs, you just can't feel it, can you?
So I was just like lip syncing. I was like,
did you get called out at all?
no one ever caught me.
Nice one. Good job. Now I saw you on your Twitch live stream. I think it was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And you were re-recording an old song you wrote when you were 16.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, how the hell can you have written lyrics like that when you were 16? Very mature.
At that point I'd been writing for about 6 years. So like I've been writing, or I guess 7, because I started actually writing down songs when I was 9. But yeah, and I would study like other people's songs, like just always, like I'd always, ever since I can remember, I'd always like listen to the lyrics and like the melodies, and like just like I was always studying songs like my whole life. And so I guess I wasn't even like, that song wasn't even a true story because when I was 16, I was too scared to write about my actual life. So I would just like make up stories or like write stories about like my friends or like TV shows. But then as I got older, I started writing about my own life.
I was thinking that when I was watching your stream, I'm like, wow, for you to have such a deep relationship when you were 16, like those lyrics were so deep. And if you haven't, guys, there's all the links to Millie Baby are in the description. So go and jump on her Twitch because she does what I do here and record music live and show you the behind the scenes on how it's done. And it's super fascinating watching you work because you start off with a very simple guitar thing and then within half an hour you have like this orchestra of vocals and it just sounds fat as really beautiful stuff. So it just blew me away. And from watching your Twitch stream, I went and bought this thing. Tell us what this is, because I saw this on your stream and was like, I got to know what one of these are. What are these?
Pop filter. So what like the area that I record in is super echoey. So I got a giant pop filter to try and eliminate all of the noise and make the sound quality better. It's still not the best. I need to like put padding around here, but it's better.
I had never seen one of these before, and I thought I've seen everything. You know those ones that go around the back of the mics? They're horrible. They do nothing. But when I saw you singing to that, I was like, oh my God, and like for those of you who haven't seen these in the chat, what I think these are amazing for, because if you're using a condenser mic and you are in a space with no soundproofing, you're going to get a lot of reverberation bouncing off the walls. And when you get close up to the microphone, it's really hard to get those breathy kind of things happening. And for really up close vocals, you throw this on top of your condenser mic and you can press your face right up against it. And yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
But I
love it.
I think mine's a much cheaper. I saw the one you've got.
I got mine off of Amazon, so
Yeah, this was
I
like
know that.
$30, I think.
Yeah, it's not that expensive.
So guys in the chat, if you're looking for something, because there's a lot of home recording artists here, and a lot of us don't have we only have small spaces and don't have the ability to stop reverberation. That's what you need to get, $30. I'll probably do a show on it and show you all about it. And I'm sure many of you are going to probably go out and buy one of those things. Have you ever played in a band? I'm
actually just starting to do that. Like this is a new adventure for me, starting to play in a band. I have a show actually on Saturday in LA with one of my friends. She's the front person and she asked me to play like some acoustic and sing some of my songs, so that's what I'm doing. But it's gonna be my first band experience and I'm really excited.
Nice because I did a bit of research on you and I went searching for stuff and I found videos of you, I guess back in Canada, playing like just you with an acoustic guitar. So
yes.
Before you moved to LA, so was that a thing that you were doing? I mean, you've been writing songs since 9. Were these like, band competitions or musician competitions? Have you been in any things like that, like, American Idol, anything like that?
So it started when I was 9 and I started singing. My mom would put me into like these like singing competitions. And then when I was about 13, I had won them all. So like in the area anyway. So I was like, we were like, okay, now what? So I auditioned with the city of Barrie, which is where I grew up, because they have this busking program, which is like, when you stand on the side of the street and you play music and people give you money. So, but they would actually pay you to do that. It was like and you could pick your schedule. So I did that from when I was 14 until I was 20, because I kind of stopped around 19 because that's when the pandemic started, but I would like do it online, but it just wasn't the same. And then I moved to LA. So that was really cool. I busked, like there was one summer where I busked for 3 hours every single day for 2 months. And so I know a lot of covers. Like it's crazy. All these covers you guys are seeing on my YouTube is like, I've played those songs. Oh no, hold on.
You're still here.
So sorry, I was getting a phone call.
All good.
Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. There we go. Okay. So all the songs that you've heard on my YouTube are like songs I've played like a million times at like bars or like busking. And I literally just had to like run through it once. So I'm like, all right, good to go. Let's do this. So
Yeah, look, I can't recommend busking enough. I was a busker for probably 5 years here in Melbourne and a little bit in Sydney. Probably the best money I've ever made playing music, even touring with a label. I made no money, but busking, you're in amongst it. Like you can't hide behind reverb and technology. And when people stop to put money in your case, you know they really like you because you're getting an instant reaction. Have you had any? I've got plenty of them. Any horror stories from busking? Anyone try to rob you or anything like that?
no, actually, because my parents would come with me because most
Because
of
you're so
like I was a
young.
minor
Yeah.
for most of it. And then yeah, I haven't actually had any bad times other than when it's like rained or something, you know.
And it's
But
really important to find a good spot too. Like you have to get, the right time people. I would do it like on a Friday and Saturday night. People would go to the football here and they'd come home from or get off the train. I was right there at the train station.
yes, you have to know like what kind of people are most likely to put money in your case and then go to like where those people are gonna like be. So like what I would do is like I'm a young woman, so I would go to this place in Barrie on like Friday nights from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. because that's when the older, not older, but like 30-year-old men would like be done the work week and they'd have money and they would come and listen to me
Have a
and
few drinks, throw their
yeah,
money.
yeah. So I was smart about it.
Yeah, you have to be. It can be a dangerous job. I mean, because you don't know what's coming around the corner. You don't know who's what. So at the same time, like there's so many things that have. What's the largest note somebody put in your case?
Well, one time someone gave me $400 and they went to the dollar store and got me a giant bag of candy. Like just they filled up one of those plastic bags full of different candies and they bought me an umbrella because it was like starting to rain and like yeah.
Busking is wild. I've had people leave. Like this little Asian man used to come every Friday night and leave me a container of beef and black bean rice. I guess he worked there, and they probably gave him because he had a bag full of all these Chinese meals, and I'm sure he worked there. They give him some meals, and he probably thought I was homeless or something and gave it to me. But it was perfect because I would finish my busking and just tuck into it. These days I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trust that these days because I don't know what's in that food. But back when I was 20, I was like, yeah. Free food.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tip me in food before and like ice cream because I used to busk beside like an ice cream stand.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun.
What about people? I hate this one. People who are like, can I have a go on your guitar? And I'll show you.
Yeah. So it's like, no.
Yeah, I came up with the thing. It was like, no, it's really bad luck if I let somebody play my guitar. I look at my guitar like my partner, so it's like me letting you have sex with my partner. And they'd be like, all right, I understand. But just one go? No, dude, no, come on. Give me a break.
That's a good excuse. I should have come up with that one.
You've got to be quick on your feet when you're out busking because, as I said, you never know what's going on. But for those of you in the chat, like, hey, if you want to get some experience performing, do it. Go out there, get a permit, go out and stand there and risk it. And I don't know if it would work these days because I guess more people don't carry around as much change. We're living in a different world. or just
You
you?
should get like a sign with a QR code to like your PayPal or whatever.
Absolutely. One of my friends, Samantha, who I had on the show, she does that. She has a QR code, and I think she does pretty good from it. All right, so moving from Canada to LA, my friend Brad, your friend Brad, who you've just met recently, he used to live in Barrie as well, so he knows, and he's constantly complaining. He's one of my dearest friends. He's constantly complaining about the weather right now because it's snowing every day. Do you miss the cold of Canada?
No.
Simple. What prompted you to get out of there? Was there a moment where you just was like, yeah, I'm not going to make it here. I don't have opportunities. What was it that prompted you to move to LA?
Yeah, it was all of the connections that I had down here, and like also like I got a visa. So I was like, I'm just gonna go and see what happens, and it's panned out really well. So I definitely love it here. And I've always wanted to like, I don't want to like just be the person that's grew up somewhere and lives the same place their whole life. Like I want to like, I don't know, next I might go to England and live in England for a little bit because my family's from England, so I think that would be cool. And just LA's the first stop.
That's awesome. Yeah, traveling is the thing. You got to travel, see the world, get some experience, or you won't understand the world, as I say. So when you moved, did you move? We talked about this very briefly. You said you had moved into one of these creator kind of spaces. For those of the people in the audience, what are these places about, and what was your experience doing that?
So it's just a creator's house that I moved into, and basically you get to like stay there and create all day long, and it was really cool. Like I just got the freedom to create everything that I wanted to create.
Is it competitive, and is it hard to continuously have content to, do you feel like you're under pressure when you're doing that to always have content ready for people? Because, we live in a world where people are hungry to consume. They consume so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely difficult, like trying to maintain like a set schedule to create content, because you feel like some days like you're burnt out, you like need rest, but like you have to create this content. But it's definitely about creating a balance. And there's not really any competition like with the people there. Like everyone's there kind of to support each other. So at least that's how it should be in creator houses.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of them on. I see a lot of little documentaries on them, and see the whole process of it, and it just, I would get burnt out so quickly doing that. I mean, it's so hard each day just doing a show here and keeping things fresh all the time, because being a content creator is it's challenging but absolutely rewarding. But to keep people engaged is super hard because people's attention spans seem to be shrinking.
Yes.
Crazy. How are you combating that for your current situation with content? Like I mean, you're across, you've got TikTok, you've got Instagram, YouTube, and now you're over on Twitch. How are you trying to create different kind of content for all those different spaces?
Yeah, I'd say I create like content for each platform, but like like most of my content can be like interchangeable. So like my Guitar Girl videos, I can post on all platforms. And those tend to be the shorter ones because they'll grab people's attention. And then with the algorithm, like they're short, so it'll get pushed out more. And then the longer form content can be for like the people that want to see more, if that makes sense. So it definitely is like reel them in with the short stuff and then keep them with the longer stuff.
Absolutely. And it's a thing. Like, there's a lot of discussion here in this community on my channel and many others about shorts. I've seen a bunch of people who are here in the chat saying, this is how you do a short. This is the perfect way. I don't think there is a perfect way. I think
I think it works. Yeah, it's different for each person. Like you have to find your thing, Because like if you just copy people, then it's like it's not going to work for you.
And even when you think you've found something that works, the next 3 shorts just could tank. And you think, what have I done wrong? And you've got to try and come up with something new and try and keep people engaged. I mean, it's a constant battle to do so. I'm going to give you a break from talking for a second. I'm going to play this cover song of yours, which is a Maroon 5 cover. Again, the imagery in this is just beautiful. Tell us how this came about, recording this one.
The Maroon 5 one. Trying to remember what that one looks like.
She Will Be Loved.
Oh,
So,
She Will Be Loved. That
yeah.
one was on the beach, right?
No, I'll bring it up for you so you can get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There's so many.
Whoops, wrong camera. There we go. This one here.
Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, this one, Haley filmed this one as well. This one is in the apartment that I moved into, and it was just like one of the first nights, and I was like, I love this song. I've been playing it a bunch of times. Let's just film it, And she set it all up and made it look super nice, and yeah, I'm really lucky to have Haley.
And this guitar you are playing in it is absolutely beautiful. This guitar you're playing.
Oh, my little Martin.
Oh, it's so sexy. It's so sexy.
I've had her since I was 15.
Oh,
I
wow.
think. I'm 24 now, so I just turned 24, and yeah, she's got like dents in her. She's right here, actually. I got a little dent in her right here. I don't know if you can see it.
The battle scars.
Battle scars.
It's a beautiful guitar. It really is nice.
Thank you.
And it sounds wonderful. Let's play this and we'll come back in a moment, guys. Enjoy, because this cover is just absolutely killer. Alrighty, let's do it. Yeah.
Beauty queen of only 18, she had some trouble with herself. He was always there to help her. She always belonged to someone else. I drove for miles and miles and wound up at your door. I've had you so many times, and somehow I want more. I don't mind spending every day out in the corner in the pouring rain. Look to the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay a while, and she will be loved. She will be loved. Tap on my window, knock on my door. I wanna make you feel beautiful. I know I tend to get so insecure. Doesn't matter anymore. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise that moves us along. My door's always open. You can come anytime you want. I don't mind spending every day out in the corner and the pouring rain. Look to the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay a while. She will be loved. She will be loved. She will to the girl with the broken smile. Ask her if she wants to stay a while. She will be loved. She will be loved. She will be loved. She will be loved.
That's how you get somebody to cry right there. It's amazing. So I always judge an artist on their ability to make me feel something. If I don't feel anything, I move on. I skip to the next track, the next artist. And you've got a real ability to do that with your voice. It's absolutely incredible. I'm not a big Maroon 5 fan. I know the song. I'm just not a fan. But everybody here, a lot of people are saying, this is, Dan says it here, I can't stand Maroon 5. But this was great.
Thank you.
That's what you want. You want to take a song which people don't like and make them love it. And you do that incredibly. And it's interesting, like some of my friends, we have a little Clubhouse thing on our phones. We're a part of this thing called Clubhouse. And I was playing your music to them. And every time I played a bunch of songs, I was sitting here, I had to walk out the room and walk away because I was sobbing. And that's what you want from music. When you write music, do you get emotional when you write stuff?
Sometimes, I mean, I'm like, it takes a lot to make me cry. I'm not really a crier. I'm not a big crier, but I'll get sad.
You're a tough
It's
cookie.
very, yeah. I don't know. I just don't cry a lot. Like sometimes I do. Sometimes I need to let it out, but
I don't cry over stuff that I should, but I cry over music. There's so much music makes me cry. There's been people pass away in my life and stuff, and I don't cry, and I think, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I crying? And then I'll put on a song and just be an absolute mess and be, tissues and snot everywhere. And I'm like, I don't even like this artist. Why am I crying? So you actually, what we're going to do now, I have to make a word to our sponsor, and you're going to join me with this today. So hopefully this goes all right. I love live things like this, which could go absolutely wrong. Let me bring this up. So just to remind you all, today's show is sponsored by the incredible DistroKid, and as you all know, I love DistroKid. For $22.99 a year, you can sign up with DistroKid, release unlimited music to all the major platforms. Spotify, YouTube, goes to YouTube and Apple Music and every one of them. So many, there's like millions and millions. And we're going to go through one of the features that you get as a DistroKid member, which is Distro Pick. And because there's a lot of artists out there who struggle to create artwork for their songs. And with DistroPick, you just go to distropick.com, and this is virtually an AI. So we've all heard about AI and how apparently it's going to take over the world and we're all going to be slaves to the AI like in Terminator. But today I'm going to get Melle to give me some words, and we're going to create a couple of album covers. So fire some words at me and we'll create a prompt right now. Good luck.
let's do your sweater.
Sweater. Anything else?
Mm.
So let's just give us 5 things.
Do they all have to relate?
No, they can be random as anything you like.
Let's just do 5 of my songs, I guess. See what happens. Could it be
Could it be? Yep.
Planet Earth?
Planet Earth.
Sedate Me?
Sedate Me. Yep.
And Cry.
Crow. Let's do that. All right. So we're going to hit generate image and let's see what the hell it does for us. Is it going to be weird? Well, we've got a whole lot of zombie pictures next to it.
Oh no.
That's not going to be it, though. Come on, DistroPic, don't let us down. Oh, the suspense is killing me.
I know. I'm excited to see what it does.
It's going to be disappointing if it doesn't give us anything. It's working. It says it's working. Come on, DistroPic. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
It's thinking.
It is. It's thinking a long time. Does it normally take this long?
I don't know.
I didn't think it did. Oh, here we go.
That's hilarious.
We've got a sweater with a forest. So there's planet Earth, and we've got some stars in there. So, it's done something. It's done something. So that's okay. Let's take out the sweater and see what we get now. We'll try this. And you can save these, so it's really easy to save them. You can download them here, download them to your hard drive. Let's try this. We'll generate another one. And then we'll hit generate, apparently. There we go. It's off now. So my last few albums, I've used AI to do album covers, and they've come out surprisingly really good. I mean, it's getting better and better. And this is so good for people who struggle to come up with art, because not only, you know, being an artist, you're going to be releasing something soon. I can feel it. It's so much to recording a single, an album. It's not only sitting there writing the song, sitting in the studio, putting everything together, releasing it, artwork, then the promotion. It's such a big job to do all of this, and to get some help along the way is what helps. It makes it a little bit easier. So just again, I want to thank you. If there's anyone here who I haven't said hi to, who haven't I said hi to, who's in the chat? Frank Terzo, what's going on? I know there's a few more people who have arrived since we've been going. Many Vibes, hello to you. Hope you're well. Falcon Blueser, good to see you. Who else have we got while this is doing its thing? Come on. This is the joy of AI. It takes its time.
For real.
Yeah. It must be. I did one of these on another show, and it crapped itself and just went, the words you gave me, I don't understand. And it gave us back it gave us back a question mark. So AI isn't the all-fearing conqueror that we all think it is. It's something that you control at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's get on with the interview, and we'll come back and see if it's done.
Yeah, we'll come back.
I love live television. Never work with animals, children, or AI, apparently now. So you hit TikTok, you start putting up these videos, how long before this blew up for you? What was the time period before everything kind of just kicked off?
Well, I was on TikTok and Instagram for about a year before I started posting on YouTube, and then I got to 1 million subscribers on YouTube in a year.
Wow. So it was quicker to get on YouTube to do that.
At the time, I think it was like a really good time because it's when they just started the shorts, so they were really pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they really are now. And back then too, people weren't making money from shorts either, on YouTube. And they've only just introduced that in February, that you can actually make some kind of monetary value from it. I've always wondered, I've only just started using TikTok myself. And I just put up, how I do it is I put up a TikTok after my show to try and point people to my show, because that's what I do, teach people to do things. How is TikTok monetized? Is it monetized?
Not for Canadians.
Really?
So, yeah. I don't really, and TikTok, yeah. TikTok is interesting.
I've always wondered how people make money from it. Either people are doing brand deals. I'm guessing that's...
Yeah, you can do brand deals and that's how you make money. But in terms of TikTok itself, at least for Canadians, they don't monetize your videos.
That is shocking. I don't understand that at all. We got our image back.
We
There
did?
go.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That definitely doesn't look like Earth.
No, it looks like the way Earth could be if we keep kind of using Earth like we are, like a doormat. So this is Earth after humans. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I recently joined TikTok, and I don't, and the same with Instagram. I guess. So is there no way, even though you're in America now, like you can't rig the system?
No. Well, my account is Canadian, so
Right.
not really.
Right.
I'd have to like start a new account and like
that's
like a American social number.
Right. Yeah, because same YouTube here. To be a part of the partner program in Australia, we have like a treaty with the US for taxes and stuff, where they don't tax you as much. I don't know. I guess because we go to war with America or something like that. That's probably why. But so you hit YouTube and you hit 1 million subs. There's a lot of people in this community here who pump out so much music every week, every month, and there's a whole lot of shows in our community here where we play people's music. And one of the moderators here in my chat, Thomas Christ, he has a show called You Rock, and every week he plays people's music from this community. And there's so many people in this community who scrape by with like 100 subs, 300 subs. It's so hard to be a musician on YouTube and get people to follow. Was it a shock for you to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube?
Kinda, yeah. Like, I mean, I didn't really know YouTube any other way. Like, I hadn't really done YouTube before it, so it was just kind of like, okay, this is happening. This is really cool. Like, I know this doesn't happen for a ton of people, so I just feel really lucky.
People are constantly in this community trying to find ways to get people to view their music, and we all work really hard to release so much music. So it definitely is a thing where musicians struggle the most to get views. But what I really want to talk about, and now that we're at this point of the show, is one of the reasons I fell in love with your music and who you are and stuff is the way you incorporate writing about mental health and well-being. How important is the topic of mental health to you for your songwriting and your whole persona?
Well, I've struggled with my mental health like almost for over half my life, and so writing about it and creating awareness about it is really important to me, because when I was going through this as like a young kid, like I didn't really have any songs or artists that I could look up to, and so I just kind of want to be that for other people so that hopefully they don't have to suffer as much. So
yeah, I try and talk about it on this show all the time, like that you need to be in a good place and you need to reach out to people. And I've got a little series here called, you'll see like on our channel, we've got WARTS, which stands for We All Rise Together. And I have a playlist called We All Rise Together. In each episode, I've talked about depression, anxiety, and have a specific thing. Being on YouTube and being out there as a open performer, and you are bearing your soul every day. What are some of we get complimented all the time as creators and artists, and it's fantastic. But what are some of the things you've had to deal with, like some of the negative stuff that you've had to deal with being a public figure, and what are some of your coping mechanisms for some of these things?
well, it's really important to protect your energy, because you're constantly giving so much energy to so many people by presenting yourself to the world, especially when you're doing it in an honest way. So it's really important to protect your energy, and like the people that you surround yourself in your everyday life is really important so that you're not feeling drained. so that you can keep providing for these people, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So I like to I'll have like little mental health nights where I'll like take baths and like just kind of hang out, like put on my pajamas, watch a show, like just relax, and like making sure that the people I'm around are like really good for my energy and like helps me like build up my energy instead of feeling like I'm spending more energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, as a trans artist myself, I mean, you know, I came out in 2003 and stopped playing music. And then MySpace was around in 2006. And then I came back as a trans person, made music. I was super blown away how many people like wanted to listen to my music, because these things have changed since then. But some of the weird hate I get on here, just weird emails of people saying, I wish you were dead. And just, you think, what possessed you to actually write that? Have you come across, you know, stuff like that where people have just said vile stuff? And how do you, what's your response? Do you respond? Do you delete it? How do you get around it?
I usually just ignore them. I try not to read the negative ones because like, I mean, I look at it from a point of view of like, I don't know these people, so why does it matter what they think of me? And also like, there's so much positivity. Why would I be spending my energy on the negativity? So I just kind of ignore them. If they're really bad, then I'll delete them. But most of the time it really doesn't mean too much to me when they are there. And like, I realize that it's because I have such a thick skin in the way I view it. But my advice would be for like other people that are dealing with negative comments is to just don't entertain it. And you don't know these people in real life. They're not people that you know. So try not to think too much about what these people think of you, because most of the time they're just projecting onto you.
Yeah, it really is that. It's the whole, I hate gay people. And it's like three years later, you find out, oh my God, that dude, remember, who hated gay people so much? He's gay. Who would have thought? He's come out finally. I mean, I admit too, before I came out, I projected anger towards trans people. And the reason was I was covering up who I was. So you put it out an outward persona so nobody knows what's really going on. And you protect yourself. As you said, you have to create walls to protect yourself. It's an important thing because, you know, and I love your answer. Just move on, delete it. Don't pay attention to it, because your mental health is far too important for that. So, and you write a lot of songs about this topic. Do you feel like you run out of material when you're writing this stuff, or is there like, you know, hang on, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, where do you draw for material for each song? Is it across a broad spectrum of things, or does mental health take a huge priority in writing?
It's like across a broad spectrum, so it's kind of just whatever inspires me. Like I don't usually like to force myself to write songs. So like if there's something that's inspiring me, it could be about anything, and I'll feel like I need to write it because it's what's inspiring me. Whereas like I'm not going to sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to write a song about this today, because I feel like that's what my audience needs to hear. If I'm not inspired to write that, then it won't be a good song, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Speaking of music, we're going to play another song. And I said this to you before the show kicked off, that I have never been a fan of this song, but again, I heard this song, you do this song, and was like, oh my God, I love this song. And then I went back and listened to the original and went, nah, not as good. Not as good. So this is a Bryan Adams cover called Heaven. So I know most people will know this song. And let's give it a play. So folks, chill, relax. This is awesome, and we'll be back with you shortly. Let me make sure I've got everything lined up. All good. We are good to go. Alrighty, let's do it.
there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can change what you mean to me. We've been down that road before, but that's over now. You keep me coming back for more, 'cause baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. Oh, once in your life you find someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down. Oh, now nothing can take you away from me. Oh, there's lots that I could say, but just hold me now, 'cause our love will light the way. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. I've been waiting for so long for something to arrive, for love to come along. Now our dreams are coming true, through the good times and the bad. I'll be standing there by you. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven.
Awesome stuff. And everybody in the chat, loving it so much. Beautiful
Thank
stuff.
you, everyone.
Now, do you have a big guitar collection?
No, I don't.
What? How many guitars do you own?
I've got 2 in Canada and 2 here. So
Really?
4.
Really? I thought you would have had more than that. So you went to NAMM recently as well too. Was there anything there that you saw that you're excited about, or was it just a bit overwhelming?
No, there was a couple things that I saw that that I'm excited about, and I'll be discussing those in the near future on my channel.
Nice. So also you are currently recording a whole bunch of demos, and you have so firstly, as you said, you picked up acoustic guitar, you've been playing that for ages. Now, you've only been playing electric guitar for 2 years, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know you marked a 1-year anniversary on your channel exactly. It's pretty close to a year ago right now. And you just recently had a birthday. So 24 years old. So the world is your oyster right now.
Yes.
And on your Twitch stream, I watched you there recording. What's that been like learning to record? How has that been? How are you learning to record? Do you have somebody helping you with that, or how's that working?
It's been cool. My brother taught me like the basics of like recording my voice. But I'm starting to like experiment now because as I get more comfortable, I'm like, ooh, I wonder what this effect does. Ooh, I wonder what this effect does, and like layering and like all this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw you on the street the other day and you're like, oh, I might try some reverb on this. And you just, I love seeing people discover things. And what are you using to record for those at home? What DAW are you using?
I'm using Ableton.
And how's that going for you? Because Ableton comes for free with everything that you buy these days.
Yeah, I love Ableton. I mean, it's the one that my brother uses, so it's the one that I've like watched him use for years, and like it's the one I'm most familiar with. So I really like Ableton. It's cool. It's a cool one.
You seem to have it down really quickly too, because I was watching you and you're just snapping and deleting stuff and cutting and copying and pasting and like for those who are probably not used to recording, they're probably watching and going, what are you doing? Like it looks like you're just madly chopping things up, and then you play it back and it sounds freaking incredible. One of the streams before too, I mean, you had been doing it for like an hour and we couldn't hear the recording.
Yeah, I know. I left it off by accident.
But it was cool because like we could just hear your vocals, and then there's like this whole hour that went by and you're playing it back and everyone was just in the chat going, I wonder what it sounds like. And then you played it back and it sounded phenomenal. It was like this really big gift that everyone had been waiting for. So it was a happy accident.
It was a happy one, yes.
Are you thinking of moving to anything? I thought I heard you say you might be learning to use a different kind of DAW. Is there anything like that on the horizon?
No, I've got this. Here, let me grab it actually. Hold on. I got this Novation pad that I'm gonna be teaching myself how to use to like loop stuff.
Oh, they're wicked. I've got one or two. They're wicked.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it yet, but I'm gonna teach myself.
They're good fun.
My brother has one, so he'll be able to help me if I need his help. And I'm gonna start doing that next week. So I'm really excited for that.
They're really cool because you just plug them in and they just work with the software. They're made for it. Like for me, I use mine with my iPad, so I have to do some tweaking to make it work. But they're super cool, especially for Ableton. Like it's made for it.
Yeah, I got the Ableton one.
So do you have plans to release a CD? Is there something brewing? Because, you know, it's one of the things I'm sure many of your fans are wondering about. I'm wondering, what place are we at for getting a Mellie Baby album or singles or stuff?
Well, it's still a little bit far away, but we're getting closer, and it's a secret. So I can't give away too much information, but it will be happening in the near-ish future. That is everything that I do on stream is very intentional. So yeah. It
definitely sounds like you've got a lot of songs. So
I do.
Because you're very prolific, you know. And for those of you who don't know, Falco says, I love secrets. That surprises me, Falco. I watch your stream. You don't have many secrets. But it looks like you've got a lot of songs in the bank. And I think what's incredible, for those who haven't seen, you do a show on YouTube every week. What day is that where you just play new songs?
Well,
or originals.
On YouTube, I don't have it like set day anymore, but I think I'm gonna start doing that. I've just had a crazy chaotic last couple weeks. So
yep.
I want to start doing more YouTube lives again where I just sing and play because that's what I really like to do. So I think I'm gonna start doing them on the weekends so that whoever wants to watch can watch and no one's at like school or work or, you know. So I think
And most, or maybe every other day, you kind of go live on Twitch. So if you are curious, guys, to hear what songs are cooking that it could possibly be on an album sometime, you need to go and watch these streams and watch Twitch and see Melle.
Yeah, the Twitch ones are where I'm creating.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. I like, as I've said to you, we have a lot of shows around this community here of people playing songs that have been released, and I love that. But I do love watching people actually creating live and seeing their process and watching their minds tick over. Like it's and I love too that your partner comes out every now and again and sits by you and listens to headphones and gives you like inspiration. What's that like, having somebody in your life as an artist who's really supportive of what you do?
It's honestly very important. Like if you don't have support in your life, it's really, really hard. Like you can't do it alone. And so it just feels really good because, you know, when you're having doubts or when you're having days where you're just like, oh, I can't do this. They're like, no, you can do it. And like, they're just there to support you. And it's really nice. My parents are also super supportive. So I've been really lucky to have really supportive parents my whole life with doing music. So.
Are your parents kind of like blown away by this whole success and like it's what are their thoughts on it?
Yeah, they definitely are blown away by it. They're like really proud of me and happy for me. So
I mean, I'm super excited to keep watching your career because I think you have got such a big career ahead of you. And I don't know what's going on in your life, but there must be people just reaching out and wanting to work with you because, you know, not only are you really, really nice person, really kind and just friendly person, but you deserve this, I believe, just from the short time that I've gotten to know you through the YouTubes and the stuff. And
thank you.
And I can't wait to see what happens next. You know what? I'm going to let you go early today. We normally do either an hour and a half to 2 hours, but I'm going to let you get out of here because I want you to keep making more effing music.
Yeah, I have band practice tonight, so
absolutely.
That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. That's why there's no live tonight, practicing with the band.
We are going to play another song, but I'm going to hit you with the last question I hit everybody with. It's not a hard one.
Okay.
If you were going to give advice to somebody who's just starting out making music, when would you say is the best time for them to start?
Today. Not tomorrow, today.
Now!
Right now.
It's definitely not a trick question. And the reason I ask it to everybody is I just love reinforcing, do it. Do it. Don't let a minute go by. And, you know, the only time not to do it, I think, is if you're not feeling it. Go and do something else.
You don't force your creativity.
Before I get out of here, what do you do when you're not feeling that? Do you have things, go-to places that like hobbies and stuff like that you go to and feel comfortable?
Sometimes I get frustrated with myself because I'm like, oh, I want to create, but like nothing's happening. I'm not inspired. And I just have to like accept that and do something completely different, whether it's like hanging out with friends or like going to the beach or doing yoga or meditating, like something that feeds another part of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's video games. I can absorb a video game and just go on a spree of Grand Theft Auto, and I feel so much better because of my social anxiety. I never leave the house, but that's another story. We're going to go out and play an original song today. So
thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun, and it was really nice to get to know you as well.
Well, thank you so very much for coming on the show. I know you're incredibly busy, and you know I'm sure everybody here agrees. Thank you for spending the time with all of us, and I want to thank everybody in the chat today for hanging out. You've all been awesome as usual.
Yes, thank you for hanging out. I've been like, I have it on my phone beside me, so every time I'm like looking over, I'm like looking at the chat. I'm like, what are they saying?
Yeah, there's a really great supportive community here, and pretty much everybody here are musicians. So,
That's amazing.
they appreciate what goes on, and hopefully everyone's inspired to go and make more music. Yeah, keep going, guys,
And
because
post your journey.
absolutely but letting people know your journey is super important because it helps people understand what type of artist you are. People love content. We are going to play "Blame It on the Rain" to go out with. Tell me about this song.
So that song I wrote when I was 18, and I was at this song studio camp in Toronto. And basically we were in this session where we were like sharing everybody's songs, and I just heard this melody and I was like, I need to leave right now. Like, I'm sorry, like I need to leave. So I went and I found an empty room and I just wrote this song in like 20 minutes. And it's about my ex that I had dated for 5 years in high school. So it was just kind of about the feelings, how I felt when I eventually decided to break up with him. And it's called "Blame It on the Rain."
Let me just come back here. I love breakup songs. I've got so many of them. I have to love them. I'm 50 years old. I've had a lot of relationships in my life. But they all haven't ended bad, but whatever. So, look, thank you so very much. Guys, go in the description. Go click all of the links. Go follow Melle on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. Come and join us over at Twitch. Me and Brad have been there for the last few shows.
Oh, yeah, you guys have been awesome.
Brad,
so I'll be live again tomorrow.
Brad loves sharing his bits. That's a bit of it. As a fellow Canadian. So let's, if you just want to hang on till the show's over so I can say goodbye to you off the air, that would be awesome too. Thank you guys. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you. Love you all. And I just want to let you all know too in the chat, normally I don't do a show tomorrow because I was banned for a week. I'm doing a show tomorrow and looking at a brand new app, which I've been hanging to look at. On the weekend, I'm doing a live performance singing Pete John's covers. And we got a whole week ahead of cool apps that you're not going to want to miss for iOS. Awesome stuff. Let's play this out. And as I always say, folks, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we'll all rise together. Thank you, Melle. I'll catch up with you after the show ends on Zoom.
Sounds good.
Let's do it. All righty. Boom.
It's like throwing darts and missing the whole board. You gave it all, but you still didn't score. I don't even know when I fell away from you, but I wasn't trying to. Thought you knew it all, then suddenly you're stuck. It's like getting lost in the city you grew up. And I thought that you were the be-all and end-all, but I made the wrong call. And I wasn't trying to break your heart. And I'm sorry if I made this hard. So blame it on the rain, washed our love away. Nothing I can do or say, rain's gonna fall anyway. Blame it on the time, gotta find a reason why. Nothing I can say or do to make me stop on loving you. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain. It's like walking through a forest in circles. Didn't know you weren't moving forwards, till you keep seeing the same warning signs. ties, a birch tree with the very same ties. And I wasn't trying to break your heart, and I'm sorry if I made this hard. So blame it on the rain, wash the love away. Nothing I can do or say, rain's gonna fall anyway. Blame it on the time, gotta find a reason why. Nothing I can say or do to make me stop on loving you. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain. And I wasn't trying to break your heart, and I'm sorry if I made this hard. So blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, wash the love away. Nothing I can do or say, rain's gonna fall anyway. Blame it on the time, gotta find a reason why. Nothing I can say or do to make me stop on loving you. Blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain, blame it on the rain. Blame it on the time. Nothing I can say or do to make me stop on loving you. Blame it on the rain.
We'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise together